Imagine conquering more land than Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Napoleon combined. Imagine creating the largest continuous empire in human history, only for your tomb to disappear without a trace. More than 800 years later, nobody knows where Genghis Khan was buried. Some legends claim the soldiers who buried him killed anyone they met to keep the location secret. Others say thousands of horses erased every sign of his grave. But perhaps the greatest mystery isn't where he was buried, it's how he rose from nothing to conquer much of the known world. Born around 1162, Genghis Khan was originally named Temujin. He grew up on the harsh Mongolian steppe, where rival tribes constantly fought for survival. When he was just 9 years old, his father was poisoned by enemies, and his own tribe abandoned the family. Forced to survive alone, Temujin hunted small animals, searched for roots, and fought starvation every day. Soon after, he was captured by a rival tribe and forced into slavery, but he refused to accept his fate. One night, he escaped, helped by a stranger who chose loyalty over betrayal. Temujin never forgot that kindness. Years later, that lesson would become the foundation of an empire. Because from that moment on, he believed one thing above all else. Loyalty was worth more than noble blood. And soon, he would begin uniting the tribes of Mongolia. As Temujin grew older, he married Borta, the woman his father had promised him years before. But their happiness didn't last. A rival tribe, the Merkids, attacked their camp and kidnapped Borta. Instead of trying to rescue her alone, Temujin did something unexpected. He formed alliances. Together with thousands of warriors, he launched a surprise attack, defeated the Merkids, and brought Borta home. It was his first major victory, and it proved that united tribes were far stronger than divided ones. But not everyone shared his vision. His closest friend, Jamuka, believed only men born into noble families deserved power. Temujin disagreed. He believed the best warriors and leaders should earn their place, no matter where they came from. That simple idea attracted followers from across the Mongolian steppe. Soon, former enemies were joining his army. After years of brutal fighting, Temujin defeated his rivals and united the Mongol tribes for the first time in history. In 1206, the tribal leaders gathered and gave him a new title, Genghis Khan. The abandoned boy who had once fought just to survive was now the ruler of a nation. But conquering Mongolia was only the beginning. Beyond the mountains were wealthy kingdoms, powerful emperors, and an entire world waiting to be conquered. Once Genghis Khan united the Mongol tribes, he turned his attention beyond the endless grasslands. His first target was northern China, home to wealthy cities protected by massive walls and huge armies. Most believed the Mongols stood no chance. They were wrong. His warriors could ride hundreds of miles in just a few days, each carrying multiple horses to stay fresh. They were expert archers, firing with deadly accuracy while galloping at full speed. But Genghis Khan's greatest weapon wasn't his army. It was fear. Cities that surrendered were often spared. Those that resisted faced devastating consequences. News of Mongol victories spread quickly, and before long, many towns surrendered without a fight. His empire expanded at an incredible pace. Then came a fatal mistake. The ruler of the Khwarezm Empire executed Mongol merchants and later humiliated Genghis Khan's ambassadors. To the great Khan, this was more than an insult. It was a declaration of war. In 1219, he unleashed one of history's most devastating military campaigns. His armies struck from multiple directions at once, overwhelming cities before they knew what was happening. Within just a few years, one of the richest empires in the world had collapsed. By the 1220s, Genghis Khan ruled an empire stretching across much of Asia, connecting cultures, protecting trade along the Silk Road, and changing history forever. But even the greatest conqueror could not defeat one enemy: time. By 1227, Genghis Khan had built the largest continuous land empire the world had ever seen. But during his final campaign against the Western Xia dynasty, the man who had conquered kingdoms suddenly disappeared from history. The exact cause of his death remains unknown. Some historians believe he died after falling from his horse. Others think illness finally caught up with him after decades of relentless warfare. More dramatic stories claim he was assassinated, but there's little evidence to support them. Whatever happened, one thing is certain: his death was kept secret until the campaign was over, ensuring his enemies never had the chance to celebrate. Then came the greatest mystery of all. According to legend, Genghis Khan wished to be buried in his homeland. His body was carried across the Mongolian steppe, and every effort was made to hide the location of his grave. Some stories say anyone who crossed the funeral procession was killed. Others claim thousands of horses trampled the land until every trace of the burial disappeared. More than 800 years later, despite countless expeditions and modern technology, his tomb has never been found. Today, Genghis Khan remains one of history's most controversial figures. To some, he was a ruthless conqueror responsible for immense destruction. To others, he was a military genius who united tribes, protected trade across Asia, and changed the course of world history forever. Love him or hate him, his impact is impossible to ignore. He conquered empires, he reshaped the world, and somewhere beneath the hills and grasslands of Mongolia, the greatest conqueror in history is still waiting to be found.